Welcome to the Private Practice Survival Guide podcast with your host, Brandon Seigel. I'm a published author, speaker, entrepreneur, and private practice strategist dedicated to transforming the way that healthcare functions. This podcast is all about empowering you to create the change you want to see. Let's dive in. Thank you for tuning into this episode. In this episode, we're actually doing a quick tip episode. We're talking about why doctors' referrals are on the decline. Are you one of these practitioners where you're like, I used to get all these referrals, and honestly, doctors don't refer, Brandon. That's not a true referral source. You're living in the dinosaur ages. So let's talk about why your referrals may be on the decline from doctors. So first thing first, what's in it for them? And I want to be really transparent. You think that your quality is in it for them. I help their patients. They help their patients. Come on, let's be real. You're being entitled when you think someone's going to do something for you because you think you're so great that their patient's going to benefit. That's not enough. You are not making a strong enough relationship in which together you're co-creating. You're trying to take something from them. I think this is really important. And it's so funny because someone that I really admire, his name is Will Humphreys. He was talking to me the other day, and it was him, Greg Todd, and I, and you've heard me talk about Greg Todd. And so Will Humphreys, Greg Todd, and I are talking, and we start to talk about three types of people. There's givers, there's takers, and there's exchangers, okay? Givers, we give. I don't mean this in an egotistical way, but I would say I'm a giver. I want to give always more than I get. I believe in that pay it forward. If I give it, it fills my bucket. I don't give to get, but I find every time I give, I get something from it. Then we've got takers. Takers are people that they're just focused on getting what they need. They're taking it. And they're like, oh, yeah, I'll get you next time. I think there's 50% of people out there are takers. That's just my general guess, 50%. I think 50% are takers. I think 40% are exchangers, and 10%, this is my own just analogy, are givers. 10% are givers. Now, Will and Greg are definitely givers, and I think that's why we get along. But I don't know many people else in my network that give the way they give. There's a lot of exchangers, and exchangers are okay, but recognize an exchanger is, I do this for you, and you do this for me. And then there's takers. And so doctor referrals are declining because at the end of the day, in my opinion, most of the people that went to doctors for referrals were takers. And they thought that by getting that referral, they were helping the doctor out. But can I be honest with you? There's hundreds of people that do what you do. You're no better in most cases. And thinking that your services are so much better than other people that doctor can refer out to, I think that's wrong. And the taker mentality is, here, I'm going to drop off a gift basket and leave my business cards. And because I did that, you should give me referrals. And it just doesn't work that way. So takers take, exchangers exchange, givers give. To increase doctor referrals, I want you to see how you can give to them. Give without expectation, and then explore if there is an exchange that makes sense. But the first thing I want you to do is, what is in it for them? That's one of the things. Another thing is, a lot of doctors are just focused on internal funnels. And what I mean by that is many doctors, especially those in large healthcare systems or concierge practices, are incentivized to keep patients within their own networks to maximize revenue, streamline care, like a Kaiser. A primary care physician might refer to an in-house specialist rather than an external specialist, if that makes sense. So the other thing is time and administrative pressures. Doctors are packed with schedules. They don't rely on referring business as their primary focus. And so a lot of the time they're like, look, I don't even refer. My nurses do. The other thing is there's a lot of risk because when a doctor refers someone and you treat that patient like garbage, that patient's going to hear about it. So even if you show up 5 minutes late, you don't deserve another referral. You just wasted that. See, your bar is not high enough. And it's funny because I was talking to Will and I said to Will, I said, look, I'm a giver, but I have to tell you something. He said, what? I said, you either hate me or love me. He said, I don't agree with that. I go, no, I think I'm a very polarizing person. And he said, that I would agree with. He said, you just have such a high bar. And I said, you're right. I'm going to give. And because I give so much, I have no tolerance for laziness. None. World is short. You're lazy. Go out and burn in the desert. That's polarizing. So when you give, you start to protect what you give. And what I've recognized is that my passion and frustration and fire, because I'm a redhead, no, but honestly, it's because I'm a giver. And when we give, we don't give for exchange, but when we give to a taker, honestly, it just sucks your soul. So a lot of times, doctor referrals are also declining because they just have a lack of awareness. With the rise of consolidated healthcare systems, doctors may not know. They may not even recognize your value. And I say it because you come in like a freight train, and this freight train has a wrap on it that says ABC, whatever. Hey, I'm here and I can change your people and I can help and they need me. And I say, go away, come back, and I want you to tell me one thing you're going to do that benefits me. Benefit me and then benefit my client. So then you come to me and you say, hey, Dr. Seigel, can I have 20 minutes of your time? What could I do to make that time more valuable? This is what I do. And I would love to just have a collaboration. I'm not going to talk too much about what I do. I'm not going to billboard you. I'm going to connect with you. And I'm in this space of physical therapy, and I would love to see if I could learn from you. And I would love to see if I could help maybe contribute to your knowledge. And maybe, if we're really lucky, we could work on a case together. And whether it's me coming to your office or us collaborating in different ways, but would you ever be open to just the conversation where we could learn from each other? I would love to give back in any way I can. And if you don't have time, I get it. But opening that relationship is really important. And so I think there's a lack of awareness. I think there's a lack of time. I think there is a lack of what's in it for them. I think there is a focus on internal funnels. And I also think they're getting financial incentives in some ways that they shouldn't be getting that are deterring them from referring. For the past 20 years, I've had the privilege of helping pediatric occupational, physical, and speech therapists redefine the way that their business functions and helping them tap into their entrepreneurial spirit. In recent years, I recognized a deficit, which was bringing private practice owners together with the vision of allowing them to connect, learn, and grow. And Growth Code Conference was born. From sunrise to sunset, we offer an opportunity for pediatric, occupational, physical, speech therapy private practice leaders and owners to connect, collaborate, learn, grow from yoga to breakfast to lunch to coffee carts and more. We take you to another world where you are inspired, where you feel empowered, and where you are able to grow to the next level so that we all can change the world one child at a time. And so, two reasons why I refer business to private practices, plain and simple, solves a problem for me. A client that is not a fit is a headache that's on my plate. So it's so funny because there are two medical billing agencies that I refer to, two. And people are like, Brandon, you're a medical billing agency. Why do you refer to them? I go, I refer to them when I'm not a fit. And I know what these two can do. And I know where they're better than me. And I know where I'm better than them. And I mean no disrespect. And they don't know who they probably are because they know I refer to them, but they don't know this piece of it. But the reality is we complement each other. We serve different special approaches. And as a result, my viewpoint is I always tell every single client, I don't want you unless I'm a fit. I have to prove value to you. I don't lock you into a contract. So every 30 days you can get out. So within that, I better make sure I'm betting on a relationship that matters. And before we go through this, you're going to talk with these other two because if I'm not a fit, one of them is. Pick from the three. This benefits me because if they are not a fit, that's a headache on my plate. I want you to understand that business is an exchange process. So I'm not asking you to be a giver. I'm asking you not to be a taker. And I'm sharing with you that when you can give, I think you get the greatest reward. But an exchange is what you have to look at to be successful when you're dealing with referring. So the risk of referring business to the wrong person, we take risks because if they're not a right fit, we could lose our own client. There's an EMR that destroyed hundreds of thousands of dollars of revenue for me because I referred them business and they lied in what their capability was and they did not do their job. And I bring it to you because I will never refer to that EMR again. And I will never forget that I lost business as a result. And you'll be like, well, why did your clients, why would they take it personal? I said, because they see me as an authority and they moved forward based on my endorsement. And I'm okay with that. But when your voice matters, you typically have more to lose in referring someone than what you gain. So you better believe in that. So here are some strategies I want for you to overcome the decline and boost referrals. Build personal relationships. Send them referrals too. Identify what's in it for them. Give with no expectation to get. Position your practice as a solution to their pain point. How are you actually solving their pain, not their client's pain? You heard me say the reason why I refer out was not because of the pain of my client, it was because of the pain of me. I don't want to take on a client that's not a fit, and I don't want to hurt their feelings if I'm like, sorry, you're not good enough for me. How does that feel? You're not good enough for me. No. The messaging is, I'd love to work with you, but I don't feel that I'm going to do right by you. And I think here are two other options that will better fit your needs. And when they come back and they say, but, I'm like, trust me, I don't want to take your money. I mean that. Offer reciprocal value. Leverage digital presence to stay top of mind. Streamline your referral process. Make it easy. So I always say, refer me business, let me do a discovery call. Plain and simple. Discovery calls are really important, even when it's about patient care. Understand the shift. Doctors' focuses are on their own funnel. This is driven by financial, time, and systematic pressures and is not a rejection of your practice. Be proactive. Overcome the decline by building personal connections, solving problems, and staying visible through digital engagement. And here's the thing. Think long term. All you need is 5. 5 here, 5 there, 5 anywhere. It can change your practice. Stop focusing on why you think you're so great and start focusing how you can solve problems for others. So here's a quick tip. 2024 report by the Malden Group found that physician referrals to private practices have declined by 20% since 2020, largely due to increasing self-referring patients through online searches. with 77% of new patients now finding providers via digital marketing channels like local search marketing, SEO, and social media. This was up from 50% in 2019. So, in the words of Heraclitus, the only constant in life is change. Thank you for tuning into this episode and quick tip episode of the Private Practice Survival Guide podcast. Don't forget, together we can thrive, not just survive. Thank you for tuning in to the Private Practice Survival Guide podcast. I'm incredibly grateful to each and every one of you. Exciting news. We're now available everywhere, from Spotify to Apple Podcasts to YouTube or anywhere you like to listen to your podcasts. So watch, listen, and reach out. If you love this episode, please drop a 5-star review. It truly means the world to me. Are you looking for more ways to elevate your practice? If so, now is your chance. Reach out, go to my website, or email me at brandon@wellnessworksmp.com. And remember, it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving.